Hello, and welcome back. Sterling C. Sample here from the Steel Jump Training Center of America. And today we're going to go into another class. We're going to do part 3 tutorial for arrangers, okay, as promised. This one is for arrangers and you who inspire to arrange, who don't have access to a arranger. You might be able to do things on your own, and who you do have, but you need a MIDI keyboard. Okay, you need a MIDI keyboard. If you don't have a MIDI keyboard, there's a lot of stuff that's online now you could use to convert to MIDI. But if you have a piano, you can record it and try to do it over, but you need a MIDI keyboard. Okay, guys, this is for advanced players, advanced musicians, and arrangers. Now here we have this. Do you see this? This is the steel pan chart. This is the chart the steel pan used from the piano steel pan family. Piano keyboard, the frequency it's on, and the steel pan family. So we're going to start from the background. We're going to start with the bass. We'll start with the bass pan, and we're going to bring up the bass here. Bring up the bass here. The bass, if you have a 9 bass, it could be G1 to C4. If you have a 6 bass, it could be A1 to F sharp to F3. Now we have A1, we have a 6 bass going from A1 to D3. We have a 6 bass going from A1 to D3. Now it might not have a D extra D though. Some of them only have one D in it. So this one, this is the D, this is the A, this is the bass note here. So this bass note here runs from on the piano. Let's go back to the piano. Let's get back to the piano, and let's see what the bass is. Runs from here. The piano for the bass note for the piano runs from C1 to B1. C1 to B1. This is the notes for the bass pan. You use these notes here. You use these notes here for the bass. Okay, you run from C1 and you run up to D3. C1, bring it up here to D3. These are the notes within the bass. So all of these notes here is for bass. All of these you could use for bass, to play bass on your keyboard. To record it, put it and turn it into a MIDI, record it, and send it to your players. Okay, that's the range you need to be in for the bass. Now you have to stay in the range. If you record a song, you record it in MIDI, you record it in this range here for bass. Don't go all the way up here in 4 and 5 and expect your bass to play, because it wouldn't sound good. Okay, guys, so let's go again. Next band coming up is the tenor bass. The tenor bass go from F2 to E4, F2 to E4. So that's F2 here, and it runs all the way up. Let's get this up. All the way up to E4. All the way up, it goes up here, tenor bass. Now this particular tenor bass I have here is it's a Desperado style tenor bass. Most of the tenor bass you might have 4 notes in it. This one have 6 notes. This one have 2 extra notes. It have a high note for each one of them. It have a high F, high A, low A high, low C sharp, high C sharp. As you can see, the range is more like F1, but you could, as I say, you have all these behind here. So even if you make it F1, even if you do it F1, you do it, F. You start your bass from F1 or your note from F1. You have all the range. If you want to change your range and want it sung a little higher, you could always take it up a notch. But you don't want your tenor bass song so high. You want your tenor bass song and bassish. You want your tenor bass song and bassish, so you stay on the default. Again, 3 is the default. Once you stay on 3, you cannot go wrong. Once you keep it on 3, you can never go wrong. Okay, guys? Even though if it miss a note to pick up, all you do is go back on 4, and it might pick up a higher note. Or go on 2, it might pick up a lower note. Okay, guys? So that's it for the tenor bass. The range for the tenor bass, F2 to E4. That's the piano range for the tenor bass, keyboard range. Okay, let's go on. Now we have up here F2, the CD range here, F2 to E4. Right, so next one, the quadraphonics is B2 to B flat 5. Quadraphonics, B2, this one goes up to D6. So this one have about 3 or 4 more notes extra from this range here, because this is the Desperado style quadraphonics that I get this from. And you see how much notes these have inside of them. You see what note 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 notes in each pan. All right, so that at least 40 notes, coming up with this range here. Okay, guys, for the quadraphonic, this pan could go from range from tenor bass right down to tenor pan. This is the kind of range this pan have. Okay, this give Desperados that kind of song and stuff, or a unique song. It give a lot of bands of unique songs. It enhance the music, tenor bass. So that's the quadraphonics. Okay, no 4 cellos. Let's bring this down. 4 cellos, not there. So let's go on to double guitar. The double guitar. What's the range for the double guitar? The range for the double guitar is, where you at double guitar? C sharp 3 to G sharp 4. And we have A3 to F sharp 4 with double guitar, double tenor. That's double guitar. C sharp 3 to G sharp 4. We have A3 to F4 in our range here. So that is for the double guitar. Okay, double guitars, right? So it follow all of these. The guitars cover most of these triple cellos and all this stuff here. Some guys make their pans different. These are the notes we have here. So if you wanna get your higher note, as I say, you can change your octave. Boom, and you get C sharp 3. You get your C sharp 3 here. Your double guitar. Your C sharp 3 somewhere here. Your C sharp 3 here, and your C sharp 3 is there, and your G4. G sharp 4 is down here as your high. But you know you get a pan and go song that high. So which means, as I told you before, keep it in this default range. Your range is that's the song you want to get from your guitar pan. You don't want no high song from your guitar pan, because your guitar pan is a middle pan, okay? Okay, let's go on. Double tenor. Let's go on with double tenor. Double tenor, range F3 to B5. Double tenor, F3 to B5. That's a good range. Now remember, this chart is the older chart. Okay, this chart was, I don't know what year it was made, but it wasn't made in the 2000s. This was way back. This is the older chart we have here. So most likely the pan family has advanced all up here. And down there, more lower pans that's coming since inventions. We have a whole lot of inventions in the band. We have the baritone pans and all those pans in the band now. We don't know what, a lot of bands have them now. 6 pans, a lot of bands have 6 pans, and a lot of different pans have been coming. So we have a lot of different ranges coming. So this is the double tenor. That's the range you need to be. This is the default here. It's a nice range. It's a nice range. So let's go on again. Double seconds. Double seconds is the most famous pan in the band, and it's some guys have them low C, start from the low D. Some guys have a high D, and this pan and all is not too standardized yet. Okay, guys. So we're gonna just go with this F3 to C6. You have your F3 here, but this is supposed to be higher than that. To C6, where your C6 is. C5. So if you want to get that C6, you got to change your octave, as I tell you. Bring it down lower. So that's too high. You see that F4? F3 is the note you want. That's the note. That's a low note. Bring it down to C3 or A3. Right, so that's it. That's it for that range there. Double seconds, F sharp 3 to C sharp 6. Okay, so you might have a a lower note somewhere, the difference with this pan. I think this may be a high double second pan or whatever it is. But this is the pan we have here. As I tell you, you want to change your range, you could change your range here, make it lower, make it even lower here. See, once you change that, all that's going to change. See how that change? You don't want it too low like that. That's too low for double seconds. Right? Put it on 3. This is the real range for double seconds. Right? So A3 to G5. A3 to G5. They have it up here as F3 to C sharp 5. But my range is A3, which is going to be A2 to G sharp 5. It could be A2 to G sharp 6 to G sharp 5. Okay? So let's go on. So once you stay in that range, A2 and A3, they are close together in the piano, so you can't go wrong. If you play A2 or A3, you cannot go wrong. It's going to pick it up. The steel pan tutor is going to pick it up because once you keep it in default range, it's going to pick up the double second pans. Okay? So let's go on. The third and fourth pan. This is a Desperado style pan. It's a low D with a high C. See this high C here? That goes from D3 to F sharp 5. D3 to F sharp 5. F sharp 5. That's the highest note. Okay, let's go to the final pan. It's a fourth and fifth. It's a low D, right? It's a low D. It's a low C, in fact. Low C. The one before was a high C. This one's a low C. So if you want that C a little lower, you could always bring the octave up, as I told you. Too high, so bring the octave up. If you carry it down, if you carry it 2 down, make it on 2. Let me see how it goes on. Eh? That's too bassish for a tenor pan. So you want it on 3, which is your octave. Okay, guys, keep it on 3. Okay, so you guys could take this and run with it. You guys could expatiate and tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think I might need to do. If you see an error, you could always call me. I'm open to anything. I'm open to anything because right now we're still exploring this thing. We haven't scratched the surface of this yet, of MIDI steel pan yet. We haven't touched the surface of it. There's a lot to be done, and we just want to be able to communicate with other instruments and play this thing and communicate with our people from afar. You could send your music. As I say, you need a MIDI keyboard to do this. And hey, isolate all your stuff. We talk about the MIDI about this in part 2. You know about this. So this is about part 3 now. Just for your range, just the range where you need to be in. So your steel pan player can play what you played on the piano, what you played on your, even if you have an E pan, you could use it to play and use MIDI and get into this. Okay, guys. So God bless you, and I'm gonna see you in the other class. Sterling C sample here. I'm coming to you from the Steel Drum Training Center. This one is for arrangers. I hope that you get something out of this. I hope you enjoy this class. God bless you, and see you in the other class. Sterling C sample from the Steel Drum Trainer. One more thing before I go, I forgot to show you. This is the range, all the range of the pans. This is all the range we use, up to 7. We go from 1 to 7. We don't use 0. We go from 1 to 7. And this year, you can change the keys for every song. Any song you're playing, you can change the key for it. Boom, you just hit change, and it changes the keys for itself. So if you do a song in B flat or in C, and you want to change it to C sharp or D, you could just hit one of these and change the whole song. Okay, guys? If your song in F, you want to throw it in C, you can come up and hit C, and boom, it will change the whole song. Okay, guys? And if you're sending something, if you do a harmonizing part, you want to harmonize the fifth, you just come down from C, come down C, D, E, F, G, and you change your whole key in G, and give the double tenor the harmonizing part or whatever, and you know what I'm talking about, guys. So you all have fun with this. Sterling C sample here from the Steel Drum Training Center of America. God bless you, and thanks for supporting steel band tutor. God bless you and see you in the other class.